This is where
Tell the
we.
truth and shame the devil.
All right,
Tell
all
the
right.
truth and shame the devil.
We got a great show as usual. Call in number 872-299-0808, 872-297-6389. All right, people, this is live, uncut, unedited. This is where we tell the truth and shame the devil. Now, those of you can support me by sending me stars, that would be grateful. But if not, it's no problem. This is definitely live, uncut, unedited. This will not affect me telling you the truth or not. All right, people, appreciate you coming in. I want to thank my YouTube family for attending. Make sure you, if you're not following me on Facebook, you definitely can follow me on social on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. I see Virginia Beasley. I see you. I see you. How are you doing, my queen? I see you. I see you. I see you. This is live, uncut, unedited, and the question of the day is: can politicians stop crime? And that's what we want to talk about. Hey, Monique, how you doing, Monique? This is live, uncut, unedited, and that's the question I want to ask. I see you. Is that Chad? What's up, Chad? I see you. I see you, Chad. I see you, brother Nathan. I see you. I see you. Hey, I want to ask a question. Can politicians stop crime? Now, before we get into this discussion, I need you guys to share this video as I always ask you. Share it on your page. And if you may not need to listen to it, maybe someone else on your page need to hear it. What I can say probably can save you from a lot of trouble. I see my boy D in the house all the way from Texas. What's up, D? What's going on? My brother Islam. I see you. I see you. I see you, my brother. I see you. What's up, my brother? You always have a great show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I see my partner on here. Miss Pendleton, I see you. How you doing, my sister? It's good to see you today. Good to see you today on this live. All right. And that is Mr. Blunt. Let me widen up my screen a little bit because you know my screen is, let me get it up a little bit and so we can make this happen. Let me see. Zoom in. All right. I got to make this bigger. All right. Zoom in. All right. There we go. There we go. Okay. Vicky, I see you, Vicky. I see you. I see you, Vicky. I see you. I see you. Denise Blunt. Hey, how you doing, my dear sister? Appreciate you. Miss Emma Harris. How you doing? Malik L. Shabazz. Peace and love. Peace and love to you. Peace and love to you. Phyllis. What's up, Phyllis Bowman? This is my first live. I'm here for it. All right. I hope you enjoy it. I guarantee you'll learn something that you didn't know. I guarantee you. Appreciate you. All right, Warren Holmes. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see. Look at Nathan starting it off already. Nathan says that no politician can stop all crime. They can do is try to make a difference and talk to some of the aldermen and the community, have a neighborhood watch going on. If you see something, say something. And the police need to be more vigilant in these neighborhoods. All right. All right, Sheila Roberts, what's going on? Hey, Sharice, what's going on? I see you. I see you. I'm tuning in from a dinner table. All right. Eat enough for me. Eat enough for me. I had corned beef tonight. I had corned beef. Janet, what's going on? Belton, I see you. I see you. All right, hey, Miss Stephanie Holmes. I text you, Miss Holmes, let you know I was going live. So I gave you a personal invite. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, what's going on? That's my Miss Nisi Sheffield. How you doing, Nisi? Appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. Appreciate all of you guys from coming in this live, uncut, unedited. This is real. I need some callers. I need some people to share. Let me share it on my page as well, because a lot of you guys, you just don't want to share for some strange reason. Deborah, what's going on? Deborah Crowder from Dayton, Ohio. That's what I'm talking about. My out of towners, they're showing me love. They're showing me love. I appreciate you, sister. I appreciate you. You know, Facebook got my they got me on what do you call it, a lower tier. Keep people forgetting my notification, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. Those of you that know how I get down, y'all know I'm live and I'm uncut and I'm unedited. I'm always fighting, always fighting. I tell you, anything that's left unprotected will be taken away. Andrew, what's up, Andrew? From Champaign, Illinois. That's what I'm talking about. Carlos, what's up? Hey there, Florida. All right, Carlos, what's going on? I got another call. Geraldine Young. Hey, Joe, no matter who the president, the mayor, the alderman, the activist, the police superintendent, no one can stop it. Man cannot fix it because it didn't make the man. Okay, all right, all right. All right, all right, people. This is live. Is that Tarina Redmond? How you doing, my dear sister? How you doing? Glad you able to come in and live today. I got a caller, people. We're going to start right away. Hey, caller, 2742. Hey, caller, you're live, uncut, unedited. Come on with it. Come on with it, caller.
When it comes to politicians, it's about do you have money for us? Because most politicians are bought. So politicians care about what you're putting into their pocket, and that makes them decide if they want to help which neighborhood.
Okay.
A lot of times, politicians, they talk a good game. And then the people in the neighborhood, what happens is they may vote for them, but they don't make sure they come through for them.
Okay.
And so the politician is like, what is you putting in my pocket? And I might do something. That's a big might, depending on how much you're donating to me.
And I believe you too. You know what? Because I always been taught that there's only two people that two groups or two people that politicians cater to. Those who they fear and those who are bankrolling them. And that's it. Everybody else might get something.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And you're right. They might get something.
Mm-hmm.
It might get something. I agree with you 100%.
I think that it's probably a 1% person, maybe that's a politician that's really for the people. But 9 times out of 10, that person, a lot of times they're not really going to elect them too much because I feel like what's going to be in it for us, the bigger picture. You know, it's like if there's crime, then there's prison. That's how it goes. We need, crime gives money. It gives money to
yes, it does.
people, the lawyers, the whole criminal justice system.
Hospitals.
So it's so deep than just a neighborhood. It's deeper than just a city. That's like every time you look at all the crime, look at all the people who get paid off crime. The funeral home, the police station, the prisons. Everybody gets, even the labor places get paid off crime because the prisons do the labor.
Mm-hmm.
So politicians, they just talk and they talk and they talk, and it's like, vote for me because I'm going to do something, I'm going to do that. And by the time they get in office, they do nothing, absolutely do nothing. The same thing, especially the aldermen, everything be the same depending on where you live at.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you a question, my dear sister, my partner. Is it good for us to vote or not vote? What you think? Are we wasting our time by voting or what?
I mean, I think you should vote maybe, but at the same time, it's what I do as an individual that affects my life.
Okay.
So if I want to vote for this person and they go stop crime, but I'm not a criminal, yeah, go on and vote. But at the same time, it's what I do for myself because at the end of the day, it's not about me, it's about them.
Okay.
You know, when you meet a politician, some of you never heard of, they like, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. And they're going to say all the things they're going to do. Do they really benefit me? Not necessarily, because you never really see what they did. They'll say they did. You're just like, well, I see no difference. It seems the same these past years. The only thing they're doing is saying, okay, we're going to get tough on crime.
Right.
That means get tough on crime, meaning as long as you don't hurt us.
Right. Right.
As long as you don't hurt certain people in certain demographics. But y'all can keep hurting each other in this demographic. Because we feel like there's no money there. But it is money there. It's just what the people put their money into.
Right. Well, let me just say this. Politicians do make decisions for our lives. They change policies. They do change policies because I tell people on this live, if you don't vote, you have no right to complain. You know, that's true. That's where that stop and frisk law come from. We don't have that here. We got rid of that. Stop and frisk. We call it driving while black, walking while black, and all that. People, it's not so. So we have to fight for policy, just like we fought for policy for the Chicago police officers get body cams because it was just so much lying, automatic. We know as an everyday citizen, the judge is going to take the Chicago police officer's word. So the judge is looking like, well, why he have to lie on you?
His money is for
Yeah, it's a big money. It's a money grab. It's definitely money grab. It's a money grab. Now, whether we vote or not, you still gonna see a difference. Now we're not standing still. Either we going forward or we're going backwards, or going up or we're going down. Look at Inglewood. Look at Roseland. Some of the West Side look like a bomb, a jet or something just come through and blow up a lot of these vacant buildings and vacant lots and stuff like that. Third world country. Look at the drug addict just hanging all out in the street and drugs. You can't tell me that the Chicago police don't see this. And I tell people, Madison and Pulaski, people out there with big,
what affects me.
Yeah, with big bags of weed and everything. Come on now. Open air drug market. Open air drug market.
It's what affects me. If I don't live in this neighborhood, it don't affect me. That's how they look at it. I don't live over here, so it does not affect me. I don't have people who live over here, it does not affect me. But what happens is it affects them more than they think, because that drug addict or that criminal is going to come from somebody in their family. That's when they're not going to see it. That's when they're going to see an issue of it. So all these things affect us as a whole. But some people feel like, well, it didn't happen to me yet, so I don't care.
And
but eventually it will happen to somebody they know.
And you know what that reminds me? For all you parents out there that ignore these young people that's shooting and killing each other, you don't want nothing to do with it. You don't say nothing. You don't comment on it until it hits your home. Now, all of a sudden, I didn't know. I know you didn't know. See, I'm going to tell you, violence is so high here in Chicago, all over the United States, all over the United States. And I always tell parents, get involved before you become a victim. See, the thing is, this is what I hear about a lot of parents, my dear sister. A lot of parents, they scream and holler, rightfully so, when their loved one gets shot or gunned down, and they say things like, where's Channel 7? Where's the news? The police wasn't doing the job. Where's this? And, and rightfully so. But where was you at when this other parent had her turn? Her son got shot. Where was you at to console him or her?
Not here.
See, and that's what I'm telling you, people. If you're not going to get directly involved, at least you can say a prayer for these families that's being affected by gunshot violence here, because it's real.
You know what? I think a lot of things, violence is more of self-reflection. It's what I feel about myself. And if I feel like shit, whatever I feel, I'm going to be angry at other people. And that's what I take it out on. But see, what happens is a lot of times in our community, there's no self-reflection, no let me look in the mirror at myself. Everything is okay, because a lot of times everybody is drinking their problems away, smoking their problems away, dressing their problems away. They doing all the things instead of trying to see what the issue is. It's like, okay, long as my son ain't bothering me, long as he's living his life, he's doing the wrong thing. It's okay with me until he gets hurt. My daughter, long as she living her life, she living her best life, that don't mean she's doing things the correct way. And then when something happened to her, and then it's kind of like, well, this and the other. It's like we don't address the issues that's right there. Like a lot of the red flags in our communities are right there. But no one wants to talk about it, because when you could be that one person that speaks on things, can nobody stand you? This person always got something to say. Now when something happens to the family, we need your prayers. No, you don't need my prayers, because I was trying to give you my advice. In the beginning, you didn't want to hear it. But now they wait for things to go so bad, and that's what's going on throughout the city. No one wants to speak on the truth, because the person who speaks on the truth becomes, I can't stand them. That's just how the world is operating. That's how the city is operating. No one wants to hear the truth. You just got to tell them all the BS they want to hear. Everybody want to hear BS. And as long as we keep living that way, the politician, he going to give you the BS you want to hear too. He going to tell you, sell your dream. And that's what we're doing. We're selling dreams to anybody who want to purchase them.
Right. Well, let me ask you a question.
When the reality hit, you got to go fund.
Let me ask you a question. And this is another question. We're still on topic. Do you know any politician that actually said that they was going to do something, they did it? That's a good question. I know it is. It's a good question. I'm thinking too. That's a good question. It's definitely a good question.
All I know is what they say they're gonna do. I can't say they did.
But it's a good question. It's a good question. I'm sitting here thinking too. You know, it's a good question.
Oh, well, Barack did with the healthcare thing. That's about it. I
Okay.
give him that. I give him E for effort with the healthcare. I give him that.
See it. Black Cadillac. It's live uncut on there. 67th and
On
Western.
67. Just hold on, my dear sister.
67th and
Hold
Western.
on.
Live
Hold on.
uncut, unedited, people.
Hold on.
The bus terminal thing knocked down. Then you can look. It's a shootout right here.
It was a shootout. A young man. It was two young men in the car today, and
Y'all see this live
one.
uncut.
I'm
unedited.
hearing word that one died today. One got shot. I think he got shot in the stomach
Y'all
area.
see what I see. You know what I know.
The other
two
one
people shot. Two people
lived.
shot.
It's terrible, people. And I'm hearing that it probably been over some road rage or mistaken identity.
Out on 67th and Western.
Bad people.
Advance.
This is
67th
bad.
and Western, people.
You know,
Live uncut, unedited.
it's a family.
You already know what it is.
They
See the
gotta
car hit
go
the tree.
and
You
identify
see the
the
bus
body
terminal thing is
of their
down
son.
as well.
You know,
You
parents.
see it. Two people got shot. You got a lot of
Where's
blood and
love
stuff
of
out
God
there.
in the heart?
Yeah, this is live uncut, unedited.
And this is, I've been doing this for
67th and
quite a
Western.
few years now.
Advance Auto. Live
And one
uncut,
thing I
unedited.
can tell you about crime,
67th and
the
Western.
black community, we just hate each other. I don't know why for so
Y'all
much.
see
I
it
just
right
can't
there.
understand.
Live uncut. It's raining out here.
And over simple,
See the big window shot out?
minor
Right
stuff.
there. Shot out.
Somebody mean
Gunshot.
mug somebody. You know, people.
Live
There was so
uncut,
many
unedited, people.
gunshot cases out there. People is ridiculous.
67th
So
and Western.
So many people,
And you know they got cameras over here at the
and they had cameras
gas station.
on the
Camera up the top.
Advance
Yeah,
Auto
pod
and
camera
gas
right here.
station
So
on the street.
they better pull a camera.
My heart goes out to the family of this young man that died today.
Below what sign over there?
Prayer for the
Auto.
family. I was hoping that
Okay.
to recover.
Okay.
Not reach out to me.
Okay. Okay.
All right, you got a camera ready at Dollar
Crazy.
General. You got a camera right there.
Look
It's
at
crazy. The people, this is real. This is what we
Live
have
uncut,
here
unedited,
in
people.
Chicago. Not only here in
67th
Chicago,
and Western.
Dallas,
If y'all recognize this
St.
car, y'all better
Louis,
check on your people.
Baltimore,
I know two people
Ohio.
shot.
This
I
is
know one definitely for sure shot.
community, people.
Blood everywhere.
This is ridiculous.
Knocked down this
This is broad daylight, people. Broad daylight. Now, family got to bury their loved ones.
Emotional men.
Yes.
live uncut, unedited, people. You already know what it
All our
is.
emotions.
Overly emotional.
67th and Western. Advance Auto, people. Advance Auto. That's what happened. Two people shot.
No father. You're not going to I'm the mother and the father.
Come on, we're gonna go back to the office.
Have to be that boy.
Sometimes I see by when he be at the flea market too. He come up to the flea market sometime too. Yeah.
Huh?
What office is that?
On 63rd and Rockwell.
I'll be there
Very
tomorrow.
emotional.
What you coming for?
I'm on the
I don't know.
Think we close tomorrow.
I doubt so.
I ain't got time for you. Call my mom.
All right, baby. All right.
Yeah, that's not what you want because
Leave it
Live
alone,
uncut,
woman.
unedited,
that's
people.
what's really tearing off.
Y'all
you.
see it.
It's
Y'all see what I see. You know what I know.
Only women raising sons
Right, that's why I was not.
your
I'm
mother
trying
and
to.
father. No, you're not. You're just a mother. You never will be a father because you're not a man.
Vance Auto, 67th and Western.
Having mothers raising sons, this is what's going to happen.
Let's walk over there, people.
They'll
We can walk over there and see. Get a quick shot.
These women, a lot of them don't even act like
No, I'm trying to walk right here. I got a Zoom. I know somebody working there.
I do too.
But
Yeah.
it is they need in their life, whether it's
Yeah.
uncle. But the sad part about a lot of their uncles, they done things too. So it's like the blind leading the blind. They have no
Live uncut, unedited.
models in their life because mama boyfriend is the same like
They got a
their
lot of blood in front of the
husband.
door, I heard.
And it's getting worse and worse because now you see the girls that's younger having babies. Look at the men they courting.
Live uncut, unedited.
You were like, you let this man get you pregnant.
67th and
Or
Western.
this boy because
67th and Western, people.
and this is the first opportunity. So
67th and Western.
every time you see a young guy getting killed, you look at a picture and you say, this is my kid.
Y'all know this car. Y'all recognize this car. You better check on y'all people.
And you represent
Check on y'all people.
You know,
67th and Western.
true enough. This is true enough so bad in our community. No one wants to talk about this. A lot of the black women don't want to talk about this issue. They want to, ain't no good. It is a lot of good brothers out there. Just say I'm not mentally enough mature to pick a man because I keep picking boys and it's affecting my son, it's affecting my grandson, it's affecting my nephew. It's gonna get worse and worse. So you know, you're not even gonna have too many men in our community. They're all gonna be dead or in a dress. I'm gonna call it for what it is, or in a dress. They respect men in a dress more than they respect brothers. They love men. They love them to death. They pray. So you want this man in a dress to show your son how to be a man. That's not normal. That's what it's just so messed up in our community. It's so messed up. I never seen no one.
Yeah. Let me just say this too. People, the video that you witnessed that I hit up, it's not an old video that happened today on 67th and Western. Okay, at Advanced Auto Parts. It's not an old video at all. I'm sorry about the auto if you couldn't hear us or what. But that video, a young man, two men got shot at. One got shot. It was relatives. One died. He died in the surgery. So what I'm saying is, people, this is happening every day. This is happening every day in our community. We have so much hate for one another. It is terrible, people. It's just too much hate. And y'all know it. You don't want to admit it. Listen, the children, our kids, our teenagers, they mimicking what they see the parents do. They hear us talking about our sister, our cousin, our best friend, our lover. They hear the conversations. Don't think they don't hear it. And they're mimicking everything that we do. People, I've never seen a race of people that had so much hate for themselves. Not all of us. Not all of us. Not all of us, people. So this is real, people. I appreciate y'all just tuning in. This is real. And y'all know I try to bring you real live news. This is not an old video that I showed up there today. It's not old at all. And I'm going to tell you, if any politician tell you that they're going to stop crime, they're a liar. Don't vote for them. Don't vote for them. No one is going to stop crime. No one is going to stop crime. Police officer can't be everywhere. It's the police job to respond to crime. That's their job, to respond to crime. Like me, I'm not a crime stopper. I'm a crime chaser. I chase crime. I monitor crime. I report on crime. That's what I do. I'm not stopping no crime. I'm letting you know what crime is happening. I'm letting you know where to go and not to go. I'm letting you know to check on your people. That's what I'm doing. And brothers, like my dear sister said, a lot of y'all, you too overly emotional. That's what it is. It's what it is. Men, we're going to have to stand up and take our rightfully place. We're going to stop getting these women pregnant. We got to stop it. Stop it. We got to stop it. Because some people don't feel like they're man until they have a baby. And that's not the case. Hey, I'm looking for some more callers. 872-297-6389. Again, if you can't reach me on that number, 872-299-0808. I got one call on the live, and she's been on here for quite a while. Y'all call in. The lines are open. Can politicians stop crime? That's what I want to hear from you.
Martin, okay?
You say what, sister?
I'm about to hang up and tune in.
Okay, go ahead. No problem. Go ahead. All right, no problem. All right, call in, people. I tell you, This is election time here in the city of Chicago. We got Brandon Johnson, my choice. You got Paul Vallis, probably some of you guys' choice. And I want you guys to don't look at the money part. What I mean by that, you know, you got some people out here, they just hustlers. I call them poverty hustlers. They love to hustle off the backs of other people, miseries. And whoever they're getting money from, that's who they're going to stand with. They go for them preachers, them community activists. Oh, they know them to do that. And other politicians, the PPP, preachers, politicians, and what else? Preacher, politicians, and what else? Preachers, politicians, community activists, well, PPC. Somebody call in. I need you guys to call in 872-299-0808. This is live, uncut, unedited, people. Live, uncut, unedited. And they got people out here, black people, believing they only feel safe when a white man is in office. They killed me. Chicago, listen, let me tell you something to you. If we lose that seat, it's going to be another 20, probably 30 years before we can get another black man or black woman inside the mayoral seat. I'm telling you, people, this is serious. So a lot of y'all get out of your feelings and get out here and vote. Vote. I tell you, quit believing these lies. Quit believing these lies. Do you know how long it's going to take if you hire 200 police officers? No, 1,800 police officers. It take 2 years for fully trained for them to be police officers. They still on probation. Every year, police officers, they quit and they retire. Every year. We need mental health services. We need more detectives to find out these murderers and these high violent crimes. And I want to say something too. Remember, I told you guys, crime always trending in the city of Chicago. Now, just think about it. Just less than 10 days ago, we had about 6 or 7 women shot and killed. One was hit on Expressway. Now, just the other day, we had an armed guard, an armor truck got robbed over there on 87th and Dan Ryan. Now, here it is today. I'm just hearing somebody put in the messenger that an armed truck got robbed in Orland Park. You see how the crime trending, people? You see how it runs in 2s and 3s? That's how it is here in the city of Chicago. When one baby gets shot, it's another one gets shot. That's how it is. It's real, people. All right, people, I need some callers tonight. Everybody afraid to call in. We've been on here for a while. We've been on here about a half an hour, close to a half an hour. This is live, uncut, unedited. Come on now, people. Can politicians stop crime? I need somebody to answer that question for me. Since we believe everything they say and tell us without doing the research. Can politicians stop crime? All right, come on in, people. This is live, uncut, unedited. Come on in. No calls tonight. Is my phone working? It's working. It's on. Phone bill paid. Internet bill paid. Come on, call in, Elaine. Sophia, somebody call in and talk to me. Janice Collins, just tune in. Come on. Come on. This is live, uncut, unedited. 872-299-0808. I just got a caller calling in. Just got another caller. Give them a minute to hear the prompts. And I want to hear what the caller have to say. Can politicians stop crime? All right, caller. 7370. Hey, caller, you're live, uncut, unedited. Where you calling from, caller?
Oh, I'm calling from Chicago.
All right, how you doing? I'm asking you a great question. Can politicians stop crime?
No, politicians can't stop crime. And like you mentioned earlier, that people need to pay attention to these catch terms that they use. We know that politicians can only reduce crimes. They can produce measures that can reduce crimes, but no one can ever alleviate crime. So this guy by the name of Dr. Clark Anderson, he used to teach, and he used to always tell us about how we need to pay attention to catch terms that people use, especially when they use these ambiguous terms that can have 1,000 meanings. He says whenever you hear people saying that, especially politicians, they're pulling the wool over your eyes. And so, no, politicians can't stop crime at all, but they can reduce crime by creating measures that help to reduce those numbers.
Wonderful, wonderful said. Hold on, my brother. Don't go nowhere. 7956, caller, you're next. Live, uncut, unedited. 7956. Hey, caller.
I'm a deaf.
How you doing? That's you.
What's going on, Mr. Martin G. Jones?
All right. Can politicians stop? Yeah, I'm doing great. How can politicians stop crime?
No politician can stop crime. Can't do it. It's not going to happen. Now, what they need to do is have community watch going on, watch the community neighborhoods. People have to watch out for their neighborhood like they did back in the day. You see something, you say something. A lot of people are afraid to talk. They're afraid to talk because they see things going on and they refuse to say anything. They play a blind eye. So you have to, the first thing you have to do is start speaking up and speaking out. And the police that ride through the neighborhood, they need to be more vigilant in the neighborhood, know what's going on. Some of them ride past the drug dealers, the gangbangers, the people standing on the corner. They ride right past like nothing is going on. And then when the crime happens, they disappear.
Well, Nathan, I don't mean to disappoint you, but the police are not here to stop crime. They're only here to respond to crime. That's their job. They can't stop crime, and they can't stop it. And let me just say this.
What are you doing, baby?
Let me just say this, Brother Nate, too. It's not the fact that people in the Black community don't say anything. You can't expect them to say something. They ain't go get the criminals too. They still got to live in the community. So if I tell on somebody and say, hey, that boy in the blue shot the boy in the red, killed him. Now, okay, now you might can move me, but what about the rest of my family that's still standing in the neighborhood? So that's a catch-21, because who you think that called 911? It's the everyday citizens like you and me that called 911. Hey, I just heard 2 gunshots. I'm over here on 63rd and Cottage Grove. 2 gunshots. Did you see anything? No, but I heard 2 gunshots. Hey, I see a man in the back of my alley with a rifle in his hand, giving a description. And that's all you can do. You're not gonna go out there and face that man with a rifle. That's not your job to do. That's the police job. They're paid to do that. So we can't play police. Now we can watch our community. Like you said, if we see something, we say something by calling 911. That's what we do. That's why the police tell you you can call anonymous without even leaving your name and number. And people do that because they don't want to get involved. You don't want to have to stand on the witness stand and they see you and they know you. Come on, Nate. Imagine, and I said this last night, imagine someone kills somebody. You went to school with him in front of everybody. And he know that you seen him and this person seen him. Are you going to say something or not? It's a possibility you probably won't say anything. You probably won't say anything. Y'all got to watch your phone. Everybody mute their phone. Right. So that's all I'm saying, Nate. People do call 911. That's saying something. They saying what they see and what they hear. So don't never let nobody tell you that the black community don't say anything. That's not true. That is not true, because we call 911 on the regular. I always tell people, nobody likes the police until they need them. And that's real talk. That's real talk.
But you know, I didn't see. But see, the thing is, Martin, I never said that. You know, I know people. They do say things, but like the drug house. Everybody know what it is in the neighborhood. Everybody know what the drug house is at. But they won't call the police and say, "Hey, that's where they selling drugs at."
No, I wouldn't say.
No,
that's not right, Nate. That's not right.
I mean, it's not cases.
Right. Well, let me just say this.
Not all.
Let me just say this. Some people do call on these drug houses, but most people are using drugs. So why should they call on the weed house? And they buying weed every day. Think about it. Why should they call on weed? They got good weed. You know you ain't gonna get robbed. You go over there. They ain't gonna call on it. They're not gonna call on the weed house. Now here's a person that's paying a mortgage $1,300 a month or $2,000 a month. He don't want no drug house next door to his house. That make his property value go down. With drugs being sold in the community, it brings other things on, other elements and follow. And I understand exactly what you're saying. Now, then you got the police. The police know what's been going on out here. Why they not stopping? You, Madison, Pulaski, you got guys out there holding up big old packages. Weed, loud. Broad daylight, cameras out there. They know about that. A lot of police know that in these gas stations, they selling loose squares and weed and rocks and blows. They know it. Well, what are they doing about it? It's not downtown. It's not on the north side. As long as they're doing it in these high crime areas, it's acceptable. It's the norm. It's what's expected. But they ain't gonna have no open drug market downtown like that on the north side. They're not gonna have that in Lincoln Park. You go in Lincoln Park and stand in the middle of the street and talk about loud, and see what happened. They're not gonna go for it because see, they ain't gonna play. They're not gonna play. Now I'm not saying that they don't use drugs in the Lincoln Park, and I'm not saying there's probably nobody not selling drugs in the Lincoln Park. I can't say that, but it ain't out in the open out front like it is in some of these communities. I'm telling you, brother Nate. Hold on, Nate. I got another caller. 0123. Come on, Zero Truck Driver. Come on, truck driver.
What's up, Brother Martin?
What's going on, brother?
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, man. Just blessed to see another day, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To answer your question, can politicians stop crime?
Yes.
No, because like you always say, crime is $1 billion industry. They don't want to stop it. They don't want to stop crime. That is the only crime that they want to stop is the kind that they're not being able to benefit off of.
Mm.
And a lot of these politicians have their hands in on crime. Believe it or not. I mean, who do you think these guys paying? You know, some of these guys are paid off to keep a black eye to what's going on in the streets. That I do agree with you all.
Yeah. That, I mean, it is real, man. It's $1 billion industry, man. And they need black bodies and brown bodies to fill these prisons up so they can make slaves out of them and do that slave labor. You can work for these Fortune 500 companies in the prison settings. So it's real, people. So it's a game being played on for those of you that think Paul Vallis gonna stop crime. Y'all got another thing happening. It ain't gonna happen. Trust me. I don't listen. You cannot lock your way out of this. You can't lock up everybody. It ain't gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Illinois, and you know my brother 123. Illinois got one of the stiffest gun laws here in the country. And guess what? People get caught here in Chicago every day with a gun. It ain't stopping nothing. Trust me, it's not stopping anything. It's not going to happen. And people, they don't want it to stop. Who is bringing guns to the black community? Who is bringing drugs to the black community? Now, take in mind, people, drugs aren't manufactured in these black communities. Guns aren't manufactured in these black communities. Now think about it. Now and I'm not saying because guns in these communities, you got to pick them up and use them, or drugs. But think about it. There's a conspiracy. There's a person that's throwing a rock and hiding their hand that's behind all this. Some evil-minded person that's pushing drugs in the black community. Some evil-minded person that's promoting gun violence in the black community. Evil. Glorifying. Let me ask you guys a question to my panel. And I got another caller real quick. Why is it that we talk about crime here in the city of Chicago, but yet they got tours of Al Capone, which known a gangster, killer, murderer, bootlegger, and they glorify Al Capone? Why is that a double standard? Is that a double standard? Why is that? Here in the city of Chicago, they take you on tours of Al Capone sites, different sites and stuff like it, and talk about him. They glorifying and making money off of old gangster killer, bootlegger, murderer, robber, kidnapper. They glorify that right here in the city of Chicago. And you talk about the gangbangers. Look what you're doing. Look what they're doing. All right, before I need to go to this other caller, 217. Come on, 217. Sorry about that, 217. Come on, caller. Can a politician stop crime?
Bless you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, King.
All right. Kingdom blessings to your mod man. Thank God for your program. This is Pastor Angelo Cross from Goshen Prophetic International Ministries. And from time to time, when I hear you, I always like listening to you because it's some worthwhile listening to, man. When you say things, man, it makes sense. You know, when I hear things, people saying things, man, it don't make sense, man. Sometimes I chew the meat and spit the bones out.
Got to.
You ain't gonna catch my attention too long, man. But listen, I want to listen. Yeah, can politics stop crime? Certainly not, man. Certainly not. And by me being a pastor and the clergy, and the way I see it as the Bible said first natural, then spiritual.
Yes.
Everything is a balance. Everything is a balance. There's a natural world and there's spiritual. And the Bible said we shouldn't be so heavily minded to weigh no good to the earth. And so, but I'm telling you, Chicago there's a strong man of murdering spirit in Chicago. Really, Chicago is an Indian name. Chicago name means rotten onions. Mm. Rotten onions. And as sure as God live, man, it's rotten, man. It's a rotten demonic spirit. And the only thing that's going to see, you got to fight spirit with spirit. You can't fight no demon with no 9mm, no gun. Mm-hmm. So I don't care how many cops they put on the street. And you know what? The Bible said when Ethiopians stretch forth their hand, then God gonna heal the land. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, man. Mm-hmm. You know? And they said, then I heal the land. Then I heal the land, man. It's a spiritual thing. And right after we do that, right after the spiritual thing, yes, we still have to put walk in faith in the natural and start feeding the homeless, clothing the naked, start put trade schools, hands-on trade schools and youth centers. See, that's putting the work in the natural. But I'm here to tell you, man, this thing is a spiritual thing, man. It's spiritual, you know. And I tell you, I'm gonna say this, then I'm finished. I'm saying this is funny. As sure as God live, man. As sure as God live, man. And when this thing come to pass, you're gonna say, man, you know what? That bald-head preacher said that. That bald-head preacher said that. I'm gonna tell you, man, this thing gonna flip, and that's why we need to pray, because I see a warfare taking place with the people on the streets, gangbangers on the street, killing so many cops. There's going to be a bloodshed of so many cops being killed and cops killing. Well, they're already killing people on the street, but it's going to be a bloodshed of cops being killed, man, like a slaughter, like a pig going to the slaughter, man. We need to be praying, man. We need to be praying. Lord, have mercy in Chicago. So, man, I just wanted to say that, man.
Okay, appreciate
man,
you, brother.
This is a good topic, man. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless your show, man. Bless
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, man of God. All right. He told us, he set us straight, people. And it is, the scripture does say that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and spiritual weakness in high places. So it's both in the natural and in the spirit. So we're definitely fighting against demons and demonic spirits that want to take us down, people. And I'm just going to tell you, and I don't want to sound like I'm anti-police or anything, or anti-politician. I am not neither one of those people. I tell you the truth that if we're going to solve some things, we have to solve it together as a collective body. But we cannot continue to have people patrolling our community that don't have no respect for the community. You can't do it. You can't, and viewing the community as an enemy. We can't have that. It won't work, people. And remember, crime is a $1 billion industry. There's a song that we used to sing growing up. It's a program, Beretta. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Crime don't pay. Crime does pay. Who is benefiting from crime? You got lawyers benefit from crime, hospitals, attorneys, you got the cemeteries, you got the morgues, the funeral home directors, they benefit from crime. The jailhouses, the people that sell clothes to the jailhouses, the candy vendor, the pop vendor, the phone card vendor, all of these are benefit from crime. The Fortune 500 companies that send things into the prison, get done for cheap labor, they benefit from crime, people getting paid. Do they really want to stop crime in the Black community? Imagine this, people. If crime all across the board, whether that be rape, robbery, gunshot violence, murder, all that, went down 50%. All across the United States, man. Don't you know they'll start laying off some people? They'll start finding a way to pick trouble. And Black men, when you get stopped by the police, control your emotions. I know that they be on BS. I know it, brother. Trust me. And I ain't gonna get on here and pretend like that they don't do things like that. Yes, I know they do that. And some of them are racist. Some of these cops are racist. And some of the Black cops showing off for the white cop. Ice Cube said that a long time ago in the rap. So you have to control your emotions because you can't win. You're not going to win, people. You just have to stay the test. Stay the test. And you still can do everything that you actually do and still lose your life. It can't happen because it's been proven. We've seen so many videos on social media where the police gave the person command, they still follow the police command, and they wind up still getting shot and killed. It can happen, people. So it's a shame that we have to talk like this in 2023. You know, when a cop pull you over to keep your hands up on the steering wheel. Now you cussing them out, call them all types of MS and all that. You know, you're doing up and stirring up some stuff already. Already don't like you. Already don't care nothing about you. And all these waiting on a one wrong flinch. And he's going to be justified for killing you. Do you know if you reach for your waistband like you got a gun, an officer can shoot you? Did you know that? Well, I ain't had no gun. Regardless, you reaching like you had a gun. You was reaching. There's some things that you guys need to know. And some of you guys don't know. If you stand face to face at a police officer with your fist balled up in a fighting position, that's an assault against an officer. Did you know that? A lot of you guys don't know that. Now, I give you the freedom of speech, but you can't threaten no police officer. You know, and a lot of times I hear people say, especially black men, take off that badge and that gun, I'll beat your ASS. You know, I hear all that. And I see a lot of black men doing this. You wait till the cops put the handcuffs on you behind your back. Now you want to get tough. Man, you got that. Shut up and be quiet and get in that squad car. If you're going to make a move on a cop, you got to have both of your hands free. If your hands ain't free, nothing you can do. What can you do with your hands behind your back? Nothing. And I'm not telling you go out there to assault a police officer, but I see this too much in the community, people. I see it. A lot of talking, a lot of barking. Trust me. Sometimes it's just a pay to be cool. Be calm, count to 10 before you explode. You know your back tail light work. You know your license plate light is still on. But these are the excuses that give you justify to pulling you over. You know that. It's the law. That's what they do. It's a game that they play. And I don't want you to be a victim of a police crime. A simple traffic stop can escalate until someone's getting hurt. All right? Because you remember, the officer is trying to go home at the end of the day. And you're trying to go home too as well or go about your day. All right? I thought I had to say that. I just had to say that because we need to reinforce that too. You know, we need to enforce that. Now, you said, well, Martin, I don't hear white people talking like the way you talking. Well, they white people. You know it's two sets of rules, one for them and one for us. You know that. We know who the lion is in the room. They're ruling right now. We know who it is. Whether you guys admit it or not, you know what it is. You know what it is. Can't be two men on the watch. It's only going to be one man and one boy. Now, you decide which one it is. I'm just telling you. And any police officer that's honest, I'm gonna let you talk, brother. Any police officer that's honest, know that I'm speaking the truth, nothing but the truth. I'm telling you. And I'm not saying that police are always right. That's not true. Because if they was, they wouldn't need no body cameras. Wouldn't need no cameras. Brother, did you want to say something? 7370? I thought I heard you say something.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I wanted to say that I think that sometimes people are losing their sense of what community is all about. Meaning, in essence, they're not understanding that although the next door neighbor kid isn't your kid, as an adult in that community, you still have a responsibility to them. When I used to be a manager at Blockbuster Video,
brother, before you hold that thought, brother, you hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. Somebody got something playing in the background. Turn all audio devices down or put your phone on mute if you're not talking. Brother, you got to put your phone on mute if you're not talking. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Continue to talk. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. When I worked as a manager at Blockbuster Video on 79th Street many years ago, there were two young men who came in for a job. One I had just saw standing on the corner selling whatever he was selling, but he came in the store with his friend to fill out an application. And so I said to him, well, why aren't you filling out one also? You came with your friend to fill out an application, but you just said you didn't have a job too. So I ended up giving both of those young men jobs just so that they can get off the corner. And I had managers that railed against me and everything. I said, these kids, they depend on each other. They're each other's, energy. Mm-hmm. And if you give one of them a job without the other one getting a job, the one that has a job probably going to end up quitting. So I gave both of them a job. Mm-hmm. Moving forward, as of today, both of those young men stopped selling drugs a long time ago. Both of them are Illinois State Troopers now.
Wonderful.
By me just reaching out, giving them a job, they went to college, got what they needed, and actually ended up going to the Illinois State Troopers Academy together. So all I'm saying is that sometimes, even if you see a young man, all it takes is for people in the community to do is to first find a way to approach the young person. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're not coming at them in a jacked up way, they'll sit and have a conversation with you. And when they give you that opportunity to talk to them, you can find a way to get in somehow. But when you try to challenge them with all of their boys, oh no, you're going to run into ego and you will not have a chance. So I think that people need to look for those ones that you can reach out and grab, because again, it's going to take the whole community as well as everybody within that social system for us to bring down this crime that's just been running rampant in this city.
Yes, sir. I agree. I mean, brother, your points have been on point tonight. Man, I need more callers like you that be on point. I mean, just on point. I got a new caller, 9800. Go ahead, my caller. You're live uncut, 9800. Caller?
Yeah, what's going on, Marty Mar?
What's going on?
How you doing tonight?
What's the question? Is that or you?
Yeah, what's the question you talk?
Can politicians stop crime?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, what type of crime we talking about though?
Brother, come on now. Crime, period. Can they stop it? Yes or no? Come on now, bro.
Oh, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, they only got so much power to do certain things. Yeah, they can make the laws and everything, but you know, the laws does govern the state, so it makes things a little bit more, you know, restricted. But it takes a collective parties to stop crime completely, if that's what we're trying to say now. But at the end of the day, you know, who's going to be out doing and stopping the crime? It would be the police officers as well. So they will have to push forward towards an agenda of putting more police officers out there to make sure crime is not being committed. So I think it would be a collective parties that would have to have things done a certain way so that crime could be stopped. I mean, politicians are, you know, getting put in, you know, places where they can make a change. And if they don't, then, you know, that leaves the rest of the, you know, the city or the state in a disarray, and we don't want that.
Okay, brother. Can I ask you a question?
At the end of the day, then.
How old are you, brother?
Yeah.
How old are you? If I may ask.
I'm 30.
You 30? Okay. I want you to listen, okay? And I'm not even finna talk. 7370. Answer that question for him. Can a politician stop crime? Answer that question for that young brother. He's a 30-year-old young man. I want you to answer it for him. Answer it for him.
No, politicians can't stop crime. Anytime someone tries to tell you that they can completely alleviate crime, they're trying to pull the wool over your eyes. What politicians can do is that create programs that can allow us to reduce crime. Crime has never been eliminated at no point in time. Even if you go back in history and you examine when they first created the penitentiary system, the goal of the system was crime and punishment, but also the third model was to deter crime. None of that has happened. People are still committing crimes. But if you look statistically at crime throughout the country and all over, and you look at some of those measures that were used to reduce crime, that's the model that we want to get to, because we're never going to reduce, just completely alleviate crime.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
They use that.
Yeah, I agree with
use those.
That's all.
They use those ambiguous terms as a way to convince you that they're going to give you everything that you need to be, you know, resolved in your life. So they promise you all these things. I learned a long time ago from my grandmother, anybody that promised that they can fix all of your woes is the first person that's going to stab you in the back. And those politicians that do that, that lets you know that they also have another agenda. They're just telling you what they think you want to hear so that they can get your vote. And when they get your vote, game's over. They got 4 or 5 years that they can just do what they want to do because you done already voted them in office. So when you understand the language that they use, you can understand that they're trying to pull game on you. Mm-hmm. And no one can, you can't alleviate crime, but what we can do is reduce crime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And young man, I wasn't trying to disrespect you because you call all the time. I know you do. And I wasn't trying to make a fool out of you, but I just want you to hear it from me. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have all the answers. I never claimed to do that. I'm not always right. But one thing I do know after this 54 short years here on earth, I know crime is going to always be committed. You name me one law out here.
That's right.
Name me one law that people don't break. Name me one. You can't name it. So don't ever let a politician, black, white, green, purple, and say they're going to stop crime. They can reduce it. They can go by start writing policies to help reduce it or set up programs like the brother's saying, like that, but they cannot. Brother, listen, you can have 1 million police officers in the city of Chicago. They're not going to stop crime. Crime is a hard issue, brother. There's no law that you can write, man can write, and that's going to legislate a man's heart not to commit crime. Period, brother. Before you do something, you have to think it. You don't think it, then do it. You think it first, then do it. Trust me. And police are not here to stop crime. They're here to respond to crime. And young man, crime is $1 billion industry, okay? $1 billion industry. And you're living in a city. If you live here in the city of Chicago, this is a segregated city. We have 77 communities. You have an Asian community. You have a black community. You have a Greek community, a Polish community. You have a Mexican community. You have all different types, and we all live separately. You know, some of our boundaries oversplash one another, but that goes to show you that there's a division here in the city. It should not be one black neighborhood in this city. It shouldn't even be one white neighborhood in this city. It shouldn't be. It should be all mixed up. If we're gonna play, if we're gonna play the diversity game, now if we're gonna play it, let's play it right.
Right.
You know, I'm not trying to jump down your jack, brother.
Probably one of the most diverse.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so Chicago is one of the most segregated city, and I'm just asking you a question because, like, I would agree with you because on that note, Chicago's probably one of the most segregated city in the world. I mean, compared to LA, they got, you know, it's like a melting pot. Oh, that's New York, my bad. It's like a melting pot, right? Like everybody is all together instead of segregated like Chicago. So would Chicago be the most segregated city in the country?
I would say so. I know they're racist here though. Listen, they may not call you the Niger word, but they treat you like one. They may not say black lives don't matter, but they showing you that it don't. By their policies, they showing you. All you gotta do is look around. Every bad stat, every bad thing that African American people do, you better believe is on the news and social media. You better believe it. I got another caller. Hold on. 7708. Hey, caller, where you calling from? Hey, caller, 7708. All right, come on in, my brother. Come on.
Well, what are we talking about?
Okay. The question is, this is how we're going to start. Can politicians stop crime?
Why would they want to? They make too much money from it.
Well, that's a good point.
It makes no sense for them. I mean, you know, you and I talked about this earlier. I heard you hit on it earlier today. In the city of Chicago, they got these gangster tours. Mm-hmm. You can go visit the sites where Al Capone did his famous legendary hits. His family's still eating off the savagery that essentially set the tone for crime in his whole city. And you still go to some old white neighborhoods, Elmwood Park, Cicero, all them little hangouts, and they still, them old school white gangsters are still over there. The old Comiskey area, all of them, they still run them communities, and there's still mob money and mob ties all through this city. With the contracts that they're getting and this and that, it's still gangster stuff going on. And so if crime slow down, there's a lot of jobs that's going to get lost. So how you going to compensate for all them people that's going to be unemployed if the crime rate slow down? And to the point where, okay, let's say they hire 5,000 new police officers and then crime slow down.
how you gonna justify keeping all those officers on duty? It makes no sense unless you have the crime to supplement what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So it's not to their benefit. It's not to your benefit to free the guys out of the jail because that's free labor. It's not to any of that because of how they set up this system. They can't do what's right because it's going to slow down too much money. You see what I'm saying? That's how they built this system.
Mm-hmm.
White people don't know how to survive off of, if they don't get free labor, they don't know how to function. White people don't know how to function without free labor. They don't know how to put in their own work.
Mm.
They know for putting other people to work. We just got to be conscious enough to understand that they can't survive without us. Look at their history. You see what I'm saying? And so they're going to criminalize certain things, even back when they, quote unquote, freed the slaves. They were still slapping you, putting you back in jail 10 years for stealing a pack of bubble gum. Ridiculous sentences for the little petty crimes just to get you back in their system. Whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? So, and can a politician slow it? No, a politician, no. Because this is the question. If all it takes is for you to gain office to make that much change, then we would really have faith in actually voting. But historically, voting has not proven for you to all of a sudden you get this office and all of a sudden 1,000 jobs just automatically get created. Or all of a sudden you get this office and this thing just happened overnight. We know it's not true. So it sounds good, but I can't think of one person who was proven to do that overnight. Maybe over time they can increase some level of, productivity for certain areas, but it's too much to put on a politician.
Mm-hmm.
And if they had that much pull, why can't they do that before they get in office? I need to see that you've been able to do some of those things before you even get in office.
Mm.
So then, okay, if you get this office, I've seen you was able to take 300 dudes off the street. You know what I'm saying? You train them and mobilize them, get them up, and get their families together. Like, I've seen the work before you get in office. So if you get the office, man, you finna really do something. Like, I can't really pinpoint people that's been doing the work before they get the seat.
Mm.
So you get in the seat now, it's a joke.
Mm.
And I know that because we could just look at history.
Mm-hmm. Let me say this.
Like,
I want
name 5 politicians who actually created real jobs and really uplifted the Black community. Like, I don't think we can name 5 of them who actually did that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what? And let me just say to you too, brother. And it even goes to any politician. I know of one that I know that really benefit the community. I know one. And I'm not saying he's the only one, but what you're saying is 100% correct. And, and I'm like this. Any politician that's running for mayor of city of Chicago, there's 2 now. Fact check their record. See where they have done good or well in whatever position they was in. If you have a person that's running for mayor, and just say if he was, if he was a superintendent of police and he failed at doing that. Say he was a superintendent of a police in another city and he failed of doing that. What does that tell you? What that tells you, this man ain't got it all. He's not making a difference where he's going. A positive change. So check their record. Don't look at the money that they handing out, because trust me, there's a saying that we just say in the street. Those of us that have been in the street, all money ain't good money, and that's a true saying. Some money you just got to turn down because it's strings attached to it. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. Watch the integrity, the character of these politicians. Is their word any good? Is they known to be a liar? Is they known to be truthful? All the man have is his word. If his word ain't no good, but his pocket may be big, but his word ain't no good. There's a lot of community activists out here that got money, that's getting money. But guess what? Their word is no good. They can't be trusted. Everybody knows that they will sell their own people out for $1, for a biscuit, for a candy bar, just to get along, go along, to sit at the table with massa. So don't let these people come in here, these politicians, run game on us without showing us proof. Okay, since you're running for mayor, show us some of your accomplishments that you've done in the community or some of your policies. Show us, tell us, explain to us, where can we find it at? As my partner Vera Giles Norris says, documentation beats conversation. Let us see it on black and white. And one thing I learned in lifetime, you don't have to announce what you are. We'll see it. We'll see it. Just live it. That's it. Just live it. You know, you got a lot of people announcing, hey, I'm a preacher, I'm this and I'm that. You ain't got to announce it. We'll see it by the fruits that you bear. Where your fruits at? If you said you did this, where are your fruits? You had one young politician, I'm not going to name his name, was talking about he graduated from a certain historical black college and all that, wearing shirts and all that. All that was a lie, and they still voted him in. Can you believe that, people? What's wrong with us, people? We like people to lie to us and slap us around and tell us sweet things and know it's a lie. That means something is wrong with our thinking. People, you have to respect a man.
Can I say this?
Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't think people want to think. They want the convenience of not thinking. Because if they use their head, you would have more sensible results. I don't think people are thinking whatsoever. You know what I mean? It's like, and you look historically at black and white relations, we should be terrified of white people. I ain't gonna lie to you. But we steady give, look at Paul Vallis, and I'm not trying to say, I don't even live in Chicago, so I have no fight in it. But this man has had several chances to do well and succeeded in almost every level. I've done work with this man. You know what I'm saying? He does not have a good track record whatsoever. Just about how things just look, just off of just how things look. I would trust Brandon to take my child's hand and to walk down the street to the store. I would not trust Paul Vallis. He don't even look like someone I can trust doing that. To be honest with you, I would not trust that man holding my child's hand. He just don't look like he can be trusted. And he's been proven. He got a track record of this.
Well, brother, you know anything?
I just don't think people.
You know anything about his track record? I'm just asking. You know anything?
Partially from Chicago, but I don't know what's happened to him since he left the city. I don't know where he's been.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. In Connecticut, he got fired. In Philadelphia, he got fired. New Orleans, he got fired. Chicago State, he did a horrible job. In the city of Chicago, he did a horrible job. And we want him to represent Chicago. This is his track record. I'm not lying on the man. He welcome to come on here. I'm not lying on the man. This is his track record. Isn't this what they do to us when we get arrested? They go into our background. Okay, Martin, you was arrested in 1999 for armed robbery, 2000 assault and battery, 2004 disorderly conduct. Don't they go in our background? Don't the judge base a bond according to our background? I'm just telling people, hey, take the silver or take what's right that's going to be right for the city. Not just for black people, but for the city. We want all 77 communities to be represented in this with the new mayor. We want that. We don't just want the north side and the downtown Magnificent Mile to be represented only. We need resources on the south side as well on the west side. We need all 77 communities representative. What's good for The north side should be good for the south and the west side as well, people. Wake up, people. Get out of your personal feelings. Get out of thinking you're going to get some money or get a promise, a broken promise. Trust me, it's not enough money for everybody to go around for everybody because somebody going to get lied to. Somebody promise is going to be broken. He said he going to look. Okay, we'll see. But people, Brandon Johnson is my choice. That's my choice. Now, Vallis may be your choice, but all I'm asking you, just do the homework. Do the homework. Look at Brandon Johnson's achievements and look at Paul Vallis' achievements. That's all you have to do and compare the two, if you're honest. Take away the black and white color. Just put both of their records down. Don't look at no color. Don't look at no color. Just look at their record. And I know people vote based on color. I've done it and we'll do it again. But I'm asking you to be honest with yourself. Take away color and look at both of their accomplishments and failures, and see who you think you would vote for. Who you would rather run this city of Chicago. I got another caller. Hold on, caller. 3608. Hey, caller. Live, uncut, unedited. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I just want to say, no matter who you vote for under the democracy, and their intentions may be good, they have to follow the rules. So they're going to have to get in where they fit in or either remove themselves, because the democracy does not represent the living man and woman. This is why we should not vote. We should not vote. Everybody have a right to do what they want to do, but we are Republicans.
Okay.
And we have been brainwashed, and school never was going to tell us that we were Republicans.
Right.
So
well, let me just say this, sister. Let me say this, sister. Regardless of Republican or Democrat, we should vote. These same politicians that we're voting in office and we sit back and don't do nothing, they're making decisions that can affect us in our everyday life. And we're paying, those of us that's paying taxes now, I don't know if you're paying taxes, but I'm paying taxes. So I'm looking at it like that. So when the police knock somebody upside the head wrongfully or shoot somebody in the back that's unarmed, just running away, hey, just imagine we don't vote. We probably would never get justice.
Now when you vote, now understand this too. Now, when you vote, they have a right to treat you the way they want to treat you. It's unethical, but it's their rules. But when you do vote and you complain about the abuses, then they tell you what you voted for. So that's all I'm saying. That's why we keep being subject to their abuses.
Sister, it's more than just being a subject to their. It's being more subject to their abuses. They're ruling. They're the ruling class right now. There's nothing. I don't care how smart and intelligent you are or how much knowledge that you know, but at the end of the day, you still got to go through that white man. You still got to come through him.
Nope.
You still got to come through him.
I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all think it's
No. Let me say something. Let me say something. Hold on, sister. This phone that you talking on right now, that's calling me on, who you think control that? Tell me. Who you think control that phone that you're talking on right now? Just tell me
Mother
that.
Nature.
Right. Okay. Right. Now you're deflecting. Now you're deflecting. That house that you living in right now, all they got to do is come with eminent domain and it got to go. It got to go.
But does it mean it's right?
Listen, hold on. Listen, anytime, listen to me now, listen to me clear. Anytime that you take God out of the government, it becomes a corrupt government. That's all what it is. So the government, when you have laws, that's not based on morals, what's morally right. That's why God is out of the government. It ain't what's morally right. It's what the law of the land is. Same-sex marriage. That's not morally, but it's the law of the land. That's what it is. Like it, love it, hate it, accept it, whatever. It's the law of the land, regardless.
That's not the law of the land. But that's not the.
Yeah, can
that's
I
the
say
law
something,
of the United.
Yeah, let my brother go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
That's not
Hold on, sister. Man, now there you go. Okay, listen. What you got that's not man-made? What you possess that's not man-made? Sister, let me ask you a question. What do you possess right now that's not man-made? Answer my question. Answer the question. Answer the question.
Hold on. Let me
No. Answer. No. I'm not going to give you a chance to deflect. I need you to answer the question. What do you have that's not man-made?
What do I have that's me?
That's it. That's it. That's it. Nothing else.
That's all I need.
That's it. No, you need more than that.
That's all I need.
You need more than that.
I got me.
More than that, sister.
Some people don't have themselves.
Yeah. More than that.
People don't have themselves, Martin.
Yeah. Hold on.
I have me.
Hold on, sister. It was another brother wanted to say something. Go ahead, my brother. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, Martin. So, Martin. So, basically, man, I have a different perspective about these politicians and vote now because now I got older. You know what I mean? Because I started to vote, man, when I was 18, and I got my first voting card, and I've been voting ever since. But it's been times when I didn't because I didn't know anything about it. So I felt like, hey, man, you can pick two of the worst of poisons. Like, you know, hey, you can pick the one that's saying, hey, man, we're going to make a change and actually don't do it, or we're going to have one that's actually going to do it, but don't have much support. And I'm seeing a different parallels from these politicians, and I have a different perspective about it now because as a youth growing up into a grown man, we have to start to understand what these guys are doing because they have our faith, you know, in their hands, and because they say, oh, we're going to make a change, we're going to put more faculties out here for mental institutions and people who need help. Instead of putting abortion clinics out here, instead of killing us, they need to be helping us and giving us resources to help to make our communities better. Because if anything, these people who coming into our state, I don't even know. They intruders, if you ask me. They don't know what we go through day in and day out. You know, Chicago is one of the biggest cities in the country. Why are we going through these people that come from? You know, I'm not throwing shade at them, but I would rather have somebody who grew up, born and raised in Chicago, who know what we go through day in and day out, than to have somebody who just want to come up, because that's all they do, you know. Okay. And I think that now I have a different perspective, and I think people should really think about who they should vote for. That's all I want to say.
That's it. Now, brother, I'll be on here sound like a hypocrite. Now, sometimes I have known to set out. So like, I don't like now one of these candidates, I'm not voting this time. And I have done that. Now, do it make it right? I would say no, but I have done that. To be honest, to be honest with you. You know, I hear a lot of black people say, get the less of two evils. You know, I mean, I don't really understand it, but I understand what they're saying. I hear a lot of people say, vote for the less of two evils, you know. So it's people, listen, let me tell you something. This is what we shouldn't do. We should not be lying to ourselves. A lot of us lying to ourselves. We living in this imaginary world. Think that the world revolves around us, and that's not so. Everybody that's in this world right now, that's living, was designated to be here right now. Everybody designated to be here. Whether we get along or not. We have a ruling class and we have a lower class. It is what it is, people. There's no need of denying nothing. And I always tell people, a lot of us say we had the answers for everything. But look at our condition. I'm talking about black folks now, or melanated people, Africanizoid people. Look at us. Look at us. And knowledge is powerful. But what good is knowledge if we can't exercise it? What good is your certification in electricity if you're not using it? It means nothing. What good is your education if you're not using it? It's nothing. What good is your talent if you're not using it? Look at all these educated folks that we have. And nothing against educated people. God bless you. God bless you. But look at the condition that we're in. I'm talking about as a whole. These people that's intelligent, that's smart and bright.
I got to chime in on that.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I got to chime in, Mark.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I hate to interrupt, but
Go ahead.
I think a lot of us, because I'm in that group, and I respect what you're saying, but I think a lot of us who go through that whole process, because this all it is a white man exercise to jump through hoops. Clearly, all they need is to be related to you, and they can put you on their staff. So clearly, you don't need degrees to do none of this stuff. They'll train you on the job if they really want you to work there or not. It's just a white man exercise to try to see who gonna jump through all these hoops to get to this certain level of quote unquote success. And what a lot of us are realizing that once we go through all of that, half the time it's like I'm only doing a little bit better, or it wasn't even worth it if I didn't go the right degree path. If I went through sociology or journalism, stuff like that, liberal arts, you're not making no money, you in debt. And so we thinking that if we go through this test that they suggest, this is what you need to go through, then you can do well in our system. We go through it and it's still not what it is, but you can't blame us for trying to do things how they say you gain success in our system. We done seen foreigners come in and all they have to do is do these 3 check marks. And they've done it and they've done well. You can't tell me that black people are not working hard and not doing everything that they say needs to be done to be successful in this country. We can't blame us for our condition a lot of times when we're doing all the things that they say is required for us to be successful in this country. And I'm just thinking one day, right? I'm just sitting there like, how did they acquire this land? Like, how can you sell me some land? How did you even get the land in the first place? And how you get the land is you plant your flag in it first. But guess what? They wasn't in this country first. So how did they acquire the land? They had to do a whole bunch of killing. And they had to do a whole bunch of enslaving in order for you to say that this is my land. And in order for you to have it, I'm going to sell it to you. You got to jump through all these hula hoops to get it. How you ever own some land? See what I'm saying? How you own the rights to the moon? This is their system. It's so wicked. How is it that I have to give my baby these 9 numbers when the baby is born? What part of the game is that? That I got to register the baby with a social security number and birth certificate? That's not how you had no baby. That's their system. But if it comes down to, I should be able to have my child and just be kind of off the grid and to myself, well, I got to put him in any type of system, run any test, any of that stuff. This is all, they made all this up. How is it that you selling me anything? And so the fact we playing a games, and so I can't blame us. I be careful to blame us for doing what they say needs to be done, and still us not having the kind of the physical success of what it looked like. You know what I mean? My hat go off to these black people that's out there that went to school and got degrees, and they still struggle because again, you see a foreigner come in and they just get on. They got business. It don't make sense. And if you try to make sense of it, you'd be even more confused. It's set up for us to fail. That's just the reality of it.
Let me ask you a question. I agree with everything you said, brother, 100%. I'm not knocking those that educated and all that. That's a wonderful thing. My point was there's a system that's in place. And when I say system, you playing the blame game. The system is designed for me not to prosper in this system, especially as a race of people. Now, the system will allow 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but it won't let millions come through the gate to prosper. And that's going along what you just said, brother. It's a system in play. You told us to go to school, we went to school. You told us to stay out of trouble, we stayed out of trouble. You told us not to sell drugs, we didn't sell drugs. Now we still struggle. Here's a person come from another country that can't speak the language, can't write it, can't read it, but they're successful in what we're trying to do. And we was born over here, lived over here, went to school over here, educated over here. It's all by design. You can't tell me that this system is not corrupt and evil. It's evil. It's designed. It's racially designed for Black people not to prosper, not to win. It's designed. White people at the top and Black people at the bottom, clear as daylight. Well, you say, well, Martin,
Right.
what about the Constitution of America? They wrote that with all of them at the top. Trust me, at the top. They didn't get this country praying to Jesus, speaking in tongues, shouting. Blood, murder, genocide. That's how they acquired this land here. And not only that, they enslaved Africans and bred them as if they was animals, 3/5 of a human property, I'm sorry. That's what they did. And not only they did that, they separated the children away from the mother and father. So the mother wouldn't teach the children their native language. They had a strategic plan, and it's still in place. You say, well, Martin, I don't see no chains around my neck and my arm. I can go over here, I can go over there. It's not around your arm and leg and neck no more. It's in your mind. It's in your mind. You might not want to believe that. Slavery still exists. Here in America, we still have sundown towns. What that means is you better not get caught in certain communities when the sun go down. You might not be alive. Still here in America. But I thought slavery was over with. Still here in America. This is real, people. Why did Black people need a voters' right, civil rights act? Why would Black people need affirmative action if racists didn't exist? Why? Why would they need a fair housing act if racism didn't exist? Think about it. People, we're dealing with a 400-year enemy. His track record says, I'm not changing. I don't care what's written on a piece of paper. I'm not changing. I don't care what you say. I might slow down from hanging you from a tree, but I'm going to hang you with the law. I'm not changing. This 400-year enemy, he put abortion clinics in all Black communities. This 400-year enemy don't want to see us excel. As long as, like the sister said, we pick cotton, now we are the cotton. The brother said it earlier. What would they do without Black people? Take away everything that we've done in this country, including the inventions, the labor, the things that we built, fought in these wars, all that. Take away every accomplishment that we've done in this country. What would this country be? Think about it. Think about it, people. We're still on the subject of crime.
Well, the Black man lazy though. But the black man lazy.
No, we lazy because we don't want to work for free no more.
Yeah, and to add what you're saying, right? Oh yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
They gonna force us to build all they buildings and then
what you're saying,
create the narrative that we lazy.
Yeah, build a narrative that we lazy. So you Hispanics out there and you white young youth, young urban youth, yuppies, don't believe the lie because it's a lie. Trust me. Trust me. I can work probably 2 or 3. I'll work 2 or 3 men by myself. Black, white, Hispanic don't make no difference. I'm just keeping it 100 real. I'm telling you. Who introduced drugs to the black community? Who introduced guns to the black community? Who taught our youth how to break in ATM machines? Why is it that our youth, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, can get everything that's not good for them so easily? Why is that? And they can't seem to grasp the things that can help them prosper in this country and do well. They can't obtain it. Why is that? Is that by design? Is that the black man's fault? Or is it the white man's fault? Yes, I believe in accountability too.
That's right.
When a man go out there and kill somebody, yes, he should be punished. But also, I believe if a police officer go out there and shoot and kill somebody too, he should be punished as well. Matter of fact, more severely than an everyday citizen. Even more. Just like a preacher.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Take a preacher.
Even more.
He's telling you about God's word, the goodness of God, and not to do this and not to do that. And look and behold, he's doing the exact same thing that he's telling you not to do. He's doing it. God's he's gonna be 2-4 more in hell of child in hell. So I'm picking the truth. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. It is the truth. And I'm gonna tell you something. Any of you people that's out there that got any black blood in your blood, you black, whether you like it or not. Black is the dominant gene. We can sleep with any nationality or race of people, and guess what? That baby gonna come out black. You might, well, I'm both. No.
Get it, for you, Martin.
Yeah. Okay, hold on, brother. No. We are the dominant gene. Scientifically proven. Scientifically proven. That's no lie. Those of you that biology majors and scientists, you can look it up. Go ahead, my brother, let you talk.
And to add that, Mark. Yeah, Mark, basically to add to what you were saying, man, it's kind of like, to me, like we need more people like that's real active in trying to press it. That's why I really look up to, even though they don't tell us too much when growing up in school about politics too much. They give you a little there, here, there, and then they let you go on in college and figure out the rest of it on your own and figure out throughout life as well. But what I really loved about certain people like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and many other people that press the other politicians that don't care about the other side, whether you are a Republican or a Democrat, or whether you just independent, because we have so many branches of politics that people don't even know exist. Don't even see. I went to school and I went to college and I almost got my degree in criminal justice. You get what I'm saying? So I was on my way to be a lawyer. I really wanted to be a lawyer, and I still do. I actually want to make a change. I want to be a judge and be able to make executive decisions, not only just for black people, but most of these things don't take a rocket science to understand what is going on in the world. Because now that we have the resource of this telephone, like you said earlier, all this stuff is man-made. So if we can get people like a Million Man March, I'm just throwing those type of things out to make a change, because we really think that we're going to wake up one day and boom, okay, now we have civil rights. These people took time, years, months, decades to get this stuff, and we still fight to this day, Martin. So I feel like as a collective unity of people, and we know who we talking about, we definitely need to start going back to those things and boycott, because we don't have too many people like Rosa Parks. Like, where did these people go? They just came to go. Like, is this once in a lifetime type of thing? Nah, man, we should keep it going, because I'm sure if they were still here, they would still be doing the same thing. We should be right with them. And that's why I love the work that you do, Mar, because you expose things and you let things know what needs to be known, because a lot of us don't know what's going on in our everyday life. We just wake up, go to work, and think that, oh, we did something. But really, it's decisions that are being made, whether we know it or not. And now we're waking up, oh, man, I don't even have a pot to piss in now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you made a wrong decision voting for a person, or not making a decision for yourself to see, oh, where is the problem really at?
Well, let me just say this, brother, young brother.
I have realized.
Let me help you out a little bit, young brother. Let me just help you out. Brother, we have Rosa Parks. We have Malcolm X's. We have Martin Luther King. We have a lot of our ancestors in us. Now, who's willing to die for what they believe in? Now, we got young brothers out here dying for a dice game. We got young brothers out here dying for traffic stops. We got young brothers out here dying for social media beefs. We got young brothers out here dying for rap music, dissing each other in rap music. Who is dying for the truth? Who's dying for their family? Who's dying for their family? Brother, let me say something. I'm going to say something. And y'all might look at me different for saying this, but I'm going to say it. Nowhere in the world, if my daughter brought me my grandson, and I'm going to let some white racists 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, knowing what they was doing that day and time, take my child, they would have had to take that boy over my dead body. I couldn't have lived with myself if I would have allowed them to come in my house without a battle, a fight. I'm saying that, people. Listen, we out here dying for the color red. We out here dying for the color blue. We out here dying for sleeping with somebody else's wife or looking at somebody's woman. Why can't we die for some righteousness stuff, for some truth? Stand up for our woman, stand up for our nation. Why can't we?
No character.
Why can't we? Everybody's chasing Pharaoh wealth. And Pharaoh got plenty of wealth. He want more power. We ain't talking about power. We talking about money. But we need power. Why do you think a billionaire, J.B. Pritzker, the governor of the state of Illinois, running for probably a $200,000, $100,000, $300,000 salary? Do that make sense? But the flip side of it, he's smart. It gives him power, and he can redirect wealth, contracts in different places. People, it's a game. When were white folks gonna tell us how to protest? Keep it peaceful. How we gonna keep it peaceful? You just hung my mama on a tree. You just shot my young brother in the back. And you want me to keep my protest peaceful.
That's right.
Something wrong with us.
No justice, no peace.
Something wrong with us.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're going to go down there and get a permit so we can march on expressway. What you're doing is giving them permission to tell you yeah and nay. Or they're getting ready for what you're about to do. Brother, sisters, when are we going to wake up and stop lecture sliding and chasing women and carpooling and doing all these unnecessary things that don't mean nothing? Talking about the game. Talking about sports. When are we going to make some real decisions and stand up and make it for the race? Let us throw out all the individualism out of our lives. Well, Martin, I have a beautiful wife, a home, a career. Wonderful. Now, what are you doing to enhance your race of people, that people look like you. We the only people that got to go on a limb to tell black people to shop with black people. Then when we tell you that, don't ask them for no discount. Pay their price. Then we explain to you the other man is buying in bulk. So we not buying in bulk. We can't give you the same price as of the other man buying in bulk. So when you go to these black-owned businesses, be prepared to spend a little more. I just got my shoes done. 4 pair of shoes. Gators. $200 some. Fix, heel, toe tap, all that. Black brother. I ain't complain. In my mind, I said, man, that's too much. But you know what? Let me support this brother right here. He gave me his price. Well, would you take 2? No. We have to learn how to support one another. That's the only way we're going to keep the money circulating in the community of black people.
That's right.
That's it. We're talking about group. I'm talking about group now, not individual. Now, a lot of us have individual success. We're doing well here in America. We're educated. We have our homes, and we're businessmen. We're politicians. We're pastors. We're all of these things. But what about our brothers and sisters that's looking for hope? Now, some of us don't want change. Some of us want to wallow in the crime world. We got to leave them. We got to leave them. They belong with us, though, but we got to leave them. If you want to keep shooting and killing.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Go ahead, sir.
Real quickly, because some people might suggest that they don't know how to patronize a black business. Can we just mention, because you just said one thing of how you did business with a black business, like some of us don't even know what even that looks like. Like, how have you done business with black businesses? Like, what can we learn of how to do businesses with black people?
Well, the first thing is you have to do your research. Okay, you have to, when you want to buy something, okay, you have to think in your mind, okay, is this black owned? Is this corporation owned? It's like, even with McDonald's, you have some McDonald's is black owned. Some are black owned. I said, well, you know what? I'm going to spend my money over here. And that's nothing racist with that. Now, you have some business, you don't know if they're white or black or green or purple. But those that you do know what's black, you should support them in one way or another. Even if you're not spending money with them, you can direct money over there. But you know, it's a black owned such and such over there. You can go over there and spend a couple of dollars. They're a little pricey, but hey, it helps it out. Because when you shop with black people, black businesses, they can hire more people that look like you. Look in the Asian community. They hire all the people that look like them. Y'all go in their restaurants. I go in their restaurants. All Asian people. Is that racist? No. That's not racist at all. And let me say this, and I'm getting ready to end this. There's not a Bible, a Quran, or a Constitution going to stop the white man feeding his people first. And I ain't mad at him. There's not a Bible, a Quran, or a Constitution gonna stop the white man from feeding his people first. And I ain't mad at him. Charity begins at home first. And that's serious. Black people, we have to learn that. We have to learn that. Going back to the black businesses, some of us, we just do business and don't do no research about the business. That's another thing. When you shop and spend your money, you have to learn about the business where you're spending your money. How long they've been in business? Who is the owner? What are they doing for the community? A lot of us, we shop for convenience because it's right across the street from my house. But when we buy weed, we going out west to get it. They got big bags. When we buying blows, we going up north to get it. Their bags are a little bit bigger than it is out south. I'm just hypothetically speaking. So don't tell me about, I don't feel like going across town. You go across town to get everything else, especially those of us driving. Don't you know how many beauty supplies that I ride past that's not black owned? I'm seriously. And I go to Black-owned beauty supplies and buy things that I need. As you see, I get my hair done, so I have to keep it up. So I support Black-owned beauty supplies. I support Black-owned restaurants. I support Black-owned shoe shine men. I support hustlers in the street when they selling socks and T-shirts and stuff like that. I support them. And the reason why I support them is because they could be knocking me upside my head, taking my money, or carjacking. So I figure like, okay, if a brother out here standing in the cold, 100 degrees sun, selling waters and all that, hey, let me get this brother $1 or $2. As a matter of fact, brother, I don't need no water. Take this $1. Donate it. When I see little teenagers walking around with tappy apples in the fall time and peanuts, selling stuff, Girl Scout cookies and all that, I support that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's called group economics. I'm going to leave something with y'all. I'm ready to get off live. Name me one Asian that come into Black-owned business that you own. That come into Black-owned that you business. And I'm not talking about a franchise business, but I'm talking about a mom and pop store that they come in and support your business. Now, they may go to a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Popeyes, a Taco Bell. Those are franchise. But I'm talking about a mom and pop store. Name me one Asian that you see go to a soul food restaurant. Name me one Asian that's going to go to a Black tax preparer company and get their taxes done. Name me one. Thank you so much. This is live, uncut, unedited. I'm out of here, people. You already know what it is. Live, uncut.